The egg is often called nature's second most perfect food. The protein of the egg is surpassed only by the protein of human milk. So for most of us, the egg we take so much for granted provides us with a natural source of super protein. Eggs are a natural food, a food that has nurtured man as well as fowl for centuries. The egg appears in the mythology and folklore of many cultures. One ancient Egyptian belief was that a goddess produced an egg, and from the egg, the earth and sky were formed. As to which came first, the chicken or the egg, the book of Genesis says, God created the beasts of the earth and fowl of the air, leaving no doubt that the chicken came first. What role does the egg play in modern nutrition? Which is better, big eggs or small eggs? Brown shells or white shells? What determines the quality of an egg? How do eggs get from the ranch to the kitchen? If you've never visited a modern egg ranch, then you're in for some surprises. In most of the United States, the small backyard flock of Grandmother's Day has all but disappeared. Only a few hobbyists or small farmers still raise chickens in the backyard and gather eggs from nests. Today, egg production is a complex, highly organized enterprise. Egg ranching requires a major investment in equipment, in buildings, in land, and, of course, in chickens. Regardless of which came first, the chicken or the egg, you can't have eggs without chickens. For the commercial flock, it all starts here in the hatchery. Huge incubators substitute for the warmth and humidity of the mother hen's body. After 21 days of incubation, fertile eggs from special breeding flocks turn into tiny baby chicks. The egg is, after all, a complex biological system. The hatchery workers don't cluck like a mother hen, but they handle and screen the chicks with even more care than their natural mother would. Many modern egg ranches grow their own hens. That growth starts in the brooders. About 5 months will elapse from hatch until a pullet starts to lay eggs. During that time, a white leghorn pullet will eat 15 to 20 pounds of feed. This means a rancher with 30,000 pullets must buy 450,000 to 600,000 pounds of feed before a single egg is harvested and before the pullets start to pay for their board. Some egg producers have their own mills for mixing feeds. The formulas are calculated by computer with the help of a consulting nutritionist. Amazingly, science knows more about the nutrition of poultry than of human beings. There will often be one formula for layers, another for growing pullets, a third for hens in between laying cycles. Typical ingredients of a feed are grain, sorghum, corn, soybean meal, alfalfa meal, calcium supplements, vitamins, and trace minerals. In the backyard flocks, it was done by hand with whatever grain was available. In short, natural grains and elements which the hen converts into a complete and nutritious natural food, eggs. Once she starts her laying cycle, a hen can be expected to produce an egg every 25 hours for the next 8 to 10 months. Then the hen is placed in molt or rested for 6 to 8 weeks. A hen's life is regulated by her own biological clock. This, in turn, is regulated by the environment she finds in the hen house. A time clock turns the lights up or down. The light enters a hen's eye and stimulates the pituitary gland. This gland, in turn, regulates the chicken's sexual development and her laying cycle. Light even regulates her conversation with other chickens. Equally important is temperature and humidity. Through the use of fans, ventilators, and insulation, the environment is carefully controlled to maximize egg production. A comfortable and happy hen is a good layer. In many producing areas, a common sight is the older hen house, often abandoned because of urban encroachment or the need to modernize. Through efficient production and marketing, the retail price of eggs today is approximately what it was 10 years ago. No other basic food has shown such price stability. On an up-to-date farm, the daily egg production is gathered virtually around the clock. Eggs are placed in flats, 30 eggs per flat. Broken or cracked eggs, called checks, are set aside here and are not sold in your supermarket. The flats of saleable eggs stay here only a matter of minutes before they're trucked to the ranch's central processing room. The first stop is a cooling room, where the flats are kept at 44 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit and 65 to 70% relative humidity. Cooling is the first step in maintaining quality. Still only hours old, the eggs are now processed for sale to supermarkets and consumers. A second important step in maintaining quality is a thorough washing of the eggshells with hot water and a mild sanitizing agent. To be graded AA, the shells must be clean, well-formed, and intact. After being washed, the eggs are again inspected or candled under strong light. The candler can detect cracks, weak shells, a broken yolk, blood spots within the egg. The eggs then are given a thin coating of odorless, tasteless mineral oil. An eggshell has at least 17,000 tiny pores or holes, all too small for the eye to see, but not too small to prevent the escape of carbon dioxide and moisture and to keep out oxygen. The oil coating slows this process and helps retain freshness and quality. The oil also keeps the egg from absorbing odors of other foods stored nearby. Newer styled cartons insulate the eggs, thus retarding breathing and maintaining freshness. Equally important, the newer cartons cradle the egg with the large end or air sac up. Eggs are not any smaller than they used to be. They simply fit more snugly into today's cartons. In fact, the 6 standard sizes were set by the U.S. Department of Agriculture in 1930 and have not changed since then. So eggs are graded for size as well, and this is now done automatically by machine. The 6 sizes are peewee, small, medium, large, extra large, and jumbo. 2 peewee eggs equal 1 jumbo size. So the size as well as the grade of eggs is important both to the rancher and to the consumer. Before eggs are marketed, they are spot checked by a certified inspector. He verifies the weight. Large eggs, the best-selling size, should weigh not less than 24 ounces, or 1.5 pounds per dozen. Individual eggs are also weighed. Most supermarket eggs are graded AA, a few straight A. The inspector makes certain the grade standards are met. To be graded AA, the yolk must be intact and standing high. The white must be thick and full. The air cell must be very small. All are necessary signs of fresh, wholesome eggs. In an egg, the smaller the air cell, the higher the quality. This egg is grade A, and most people cannot see or taste the difference between it and AA. The white is thinner, tends to spread out more, and the yolk appears to be flatter. Neither AA nor A may have dirty or cracked shells, nor should they have any meat or blood spots. What about storage eggs? These are held under refrigeration more than 30 days. California law requires that such eggs be classified grade B. While these eggs are wholesome, they're best used for scrambling and baking. Most are sold, however, to breaking plants, where they're converted into frozen or dried egg products widely used by packaged food manufacturers.
Are you tired of clicking through the commercials? Watch commercial-free on Patreon. The link is below this video in the description box. And now back to the show.
Is a brown-shelled egg more nutritious than a white-shelled egg? No. Inside, the eggs are identical. Some regions, however, prefer the brown shells, regions such as New England, where brown egg layers like the Rhode Island Red and barred Plymouth Rock have flourished since the Mayflower. So preference has more to do with custom than with nutrition. Another frequently asked question is about yolks. Are they lighter colored than they used to be? The answer, no. It all depends on the bird's diet. Yellow corn, alfalfa, and grass produce darker yolks. Wheat produces a lighter colored yolk. In many wheat-growing regions, darker yolks are unacceptable. Also not widely understood are the stringy white pieces of material in the egg white. It is chalaza, the thick but wholesome material which holds the yolk in place. Presence of a prominent amount of chalaza does not affect the taste or nutritional value of an egg. Many people confuse the chalaza with evidence that an egg is fertile, but most laying flocks have no roosters. All the energy of the hens goes toward producing eggs, not attracting the opposite sex. About 1% of the eggs have a naturally occurring blood or meat spot near the yolk. One cause is a malfunction in the hen's complex internal egg-making machinery. Such eggs are normally culled out during the grading process, but occasionally one may escape detection. Remove the spot before cooking, and you have a wholesome egg. A tip on storing eggs at home: leave them in the carton, large end up, because the air cell is in the large end. The carton serves as a double insulator. Fresh eggs stored this way can be kept up to 5 weeks without the loss of any nutritive value. What is the role of the egg in modern nutrition? For an answer, we went to the Berkeley campus of the University of California to consult one of the country's leading authorities on nutrition, Professor George M. Briggs. He also writes a widely distributed column on nutrition and is an expert on public health education. For 10 years, Dr. Briggs was chairman of Berkeley's Department of Nutritional Sciences.
The egg is one of nature's best source of high-quality protein. It contains about 6.5 grams, as a matter of fact. Then, of course, there's a whole spectrum of vitamins, minerals, trace elements, and other nutrients in an egg. I've called it nature's vitamin pill, but there's more to it than just vitamins. Eggs may be considered a low-calorie food. In fact, there's only about 80 calories in an egg, and there's less saturated fat than in a pat of butter or in 2 tablespoons of salad oil, such as corn oil. Now, the subject of eggs and cholesterol is always raised. Briefly, everyone must have cholesterol in his body. It's not only a normal constituent in our bodies, but an essential one. Our bodies must have cholesterol present to form nerve cells, brain tissue, sex hormones, and many other things. For about 95 out of 100 people, cholesterol in the diet creates no real problem. The total cholesterol in one's body is at least 200 times greater than that which is found in one egg. So in most persons, the amount of cholesterol eaten is insignificant. Well, I always recommend, of course, that you follow your physician's advice. The benefits of eggs in terms of getting high-quality nutrition at a low cost make them one of our most useful basic foods.
Many medical and nutritional authorities feel there is no connection between serum or blood cholesterol and heart disease. Says Dr. Edward Pickney, a physician and medical writer, it is ridiculous to think that altering the amount of cholesterol in one's blood, especially through diet, will make any difference in the health of one's heart. The world-famous heart surgeon, Dr. Michael DeBakey, also reported that he found no definite connection between blood cholesterol levels and the extent of so-called hardening of the arteries in an analysis of 1,700 heart patients tested. Research reported in the Journal of Mount Sinai Hospital in New York showed that it was normal to have a temporary increase in blood cholesterol after eating several eggs, just as one's blood sugar rises after eating candy. However, both cholesterol and blood sugar levels return to where they were within a few hours in a person with normal metabolism. The people of California seem to be taking such advice, but they're eating more eggs. In fact, Californians now consume more than 800 million dozen fresh eggs each year. In the last 5 years, per capita consumption in California is up 14%. Part of the increase may be due to the movement toward natural foods and away from processed items. Another factor, undoubtedly, is the industry-wide effort at informing and educating the public on the nutritional qualities of eggs. The key point is the quality of the protein. Dr. Gene Mayer, professor of nutrition at Harvard and one of the nation's most widely read writers on nutrition, says this: Proteins that contain the right proportion of amino acids necessary to life and health are obviously better for you. On a scale of 1 to 100, Dr. Mayer rates human milk at 100, or close to perfect, and whole egg protein at 95. Both are designated as superior. Rated as excellent, 76 to 86 on his scale, are cow's milk, cheese, meat, fish, oats, rice, sweet potatoes, and spinach. Now all that's left is to enjoy eggs, and everyone can. A super quick breakfast is 1 egg, a cup of orange juice, and 2 tablespoons of honey, with the blending and consuming taking less than 5 minutes. It doesn't take a gourmet chef to scramble eggs. The trick is not to cook them too hard. Keep them just firm, and they'll taste better. As for making an omelet, there's no mystery. It's a very simple dish. 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of water, beat for a few seconds, and wait for the pan to get really hot. Typical fillings are tomatoes and onions, cheese, mushrooms, and ham. When the butter starts to smoke, the skillet or omelet pan is hot enough. In go the eggs, and the sizzle can be heard 2 doors away. Now tilt the pan and use the spatula to draw the uncooked egg to the side of the pan. Just before the mixture hardens, add the filling of your choice on the left side. Fold the omelet over the filling and slide or turn the omelet onto a plate. It's a grand and nutritious dish for breakfast, brunch, or dinner, and so easy to fix. Almost as easy are crepes. The batter can be prepared ahead of time and set aside. When the crepe pan is hot, add the batter, but quickly pour off any excess. Check frequently, for the crepes are done when they start to brown on one side. These were filled with curry chicken. For an elegant entree, Eggs Benedict, a toasted English muffin, a slice of ham or Canadian bacon, and served with or without a sauce. Equally festive is the quiche. Eggs, cheese, milk, filling, served like a pie. Or a strawberry trifle, to use up egg whites, often left over from baking. Or the grand souffle, which will make fellow homemakers envious. Now that you know more than your neighbor about eggs and how they're produced, and how inexpensive they are for the nutrition they provide, it's up to you to include them in your meals. After all, who wouldn't want to serve nature's second most perfect food?